Hey everyone, welcome back. Good morning. Let's get it. Let's talk some baseball. Let's get into the Monday, September 9th Major League Baseball betting card, where I'll give you guys four best bets. Okay, there's four games that I've targeted. We'll see which ones actually make my card, but this is where we have these shorter slates. I kind of like doing things this way, but we're going to be talking about these four games that I'm kind of targeting as we get into the conclusion of the regular season for Major League Baseball. Just a little over 2 weeks away from that happening, get to those fan appreciation nights, and then all of a sudden we got some postseason baseball to talk about. So that's where I'm at. Divisional races are starting to heat up, and that's going to also play a role in the handicaps. But the biggest thing here, guys, is don't sleep on the baseball picks, okay? I've seen a noticeable difference with people that are just watching my football stuff, and I will say make sure you watch the baseball picks because we have been running kind of hot lately. And that's kind of a good thing, right? So it's a great time to be alive with NFL, college football heated up. Week two for college football in the books, and week one in the NFL season concludes tonight. So that will be a fun thing, a fun game to watch. And make sure you check out my other video where I do put up my NFL content. Okay, but here we go. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Subscribe down below. Smash that like button, and as always, leave your picks down below in the description. First game we're going to talk about is the Cincinnati Reds and Atlanta Braves. Have it pulled up here on oddsjam. We are going to look into this one at a minus 158 price for the Braves. But if I was going to attack this game, it would be on the side of taking the over. We do have Charlie Morton going against Nick Martinez. Cincinnati's been playing some scrappy baseball as of recent. I'm looking for runs in this. The only concern I have is kind of what's left of that Braves lineup. Very disheartening season, having all the injuries, Ozzie Albies, Riley, as well as Acuna on the mend. So now even Spencer Strider still on the IL. It's just crazy. But nonetheless, I do like runs. So over 8 would be how I would approach this game. Just got to root for some back end support from the home team. Okay. We are going to get into the next game where I do have an official play. That is Rays and the Phillies. We are going to take the Phillies on the run line. Christopher Sanchez returning to all-star form as of recent. And the Phillies come home hosting the Tampa Bay Rays, which it seems like both of those clubs I talked about, the Reds and the Rays, probably will end up kind of missing the postseason. But in this spot, I do like Sanchez. I do like the Phillies after losing 2 straight. Minus 1.5 on the run line. We're going to take them plus 110. Hopefully they get it done, but that's kind of where I see some value taking the Phillies. Not trying to lose 3 straight. Okay. Next game on the card, Miami and Pittsburgh. Okay, this is a game where, I thought about playing the no-run first inning. Pittsburgh at home. Pittsburgh at home with Skeens going. How far does he actually go? That's kind of the big question. If you want to get into first inning total runs, we can pull this up right now. You can find that under a half run at minus 123. That's very, very tempting for me. I like that. We are going to kind of go a little contrarian here. I think everybody and their brother is going to be betting Pittsburgh. But we're going to take, instead of taking the Marlins, which, quite frankly, they've been playing some really streaky baseball. And they've burnt me once or twice over the weekend, coming off of their series where they're 54-89. All right, so they do have the potential of just getting blown out. But playing Philadelphia in a 4-game series, they took 2 of 4 games. And the last 2 games put up 10 and 9 runs respectively. Now they travel on the road, and I think this is something where we can get this one done, but we don't really have to do it too crazily. Okay, let's just take the Miami Marlins plus 1.5 there on the run line. I just see there's some value there at that plus 105 price. We do get a pitcher in Valente Belozo. You can say what you want, but if Pittsburgh's sleeping, he can work through 5 or 6 innings, and then we have the run line at plus money, okay? And not to mention if Skeen somewhat takes a day off, or they got a short leash on him. Pittsburgh 67 and 76, firmly out of postseason consideration. This could be one where Miami catches them sleeping, so I like Miami on the run line plus 1.5 at a plus 105 price. That will be my second official play. All right. And we are kind of going a little bit against the grain, like I talked about. We are going after some. If you watch my videos, you know that I usually try to single out more of the favorites. But this is something where I think that we do get an edge if we want to attack, some plus money prices with some value getting runs. Okay, Kansas City and New York. This is the next game we're going to talk about here. We do have the Yankees minus 175. Carlos Rodon pitching. For me, this is Royals money line. Okay, we see the AL Central battle heat up. It's Royals money line at plus 158, but I also like the under 8.5 in this spot. I think that Rodon and Singer can toe the line. The only thing I don't like is that it's at Yankee Stadium, so we do know we get a little bit more run support there than other ballparks via the long ball, but sometimes that isn't necessarily a bad thing. If they're solo shots, they can somewhat kill momentum at times. And that's kind of what I think happens in this game. I think we get a pitcher, Stallworth, and Singer has a great outing. But also, there's something to understand about Rodon. I just don't like betting him. So I'm going to stay away from this one. But if I had to give you a side, it would be the Royals money line and the under 8.5. Okay. And I actually think if you shop around, you can find a 9 out there. This number seems to have moved a little bit. All right, and then the next one is the Mets Blue Jays. We are going to look into this in terms of Paul Blackburn pitching. No pitcher name yet for the Blue Jays, but I see some value taking the Mets minus 112. Quite frankly, I don't know why. They've been the hottest team in baseball. I guess you could say that for the most part. And now they get a plus matchup against the Blue Jays where the Blue Jays are going to be pulling up pretty soon, and the Mets, they firmly have punched their ticket from the looks of things. So look for Paul Blackburn and the Mets to win this. I don't, quite frankly, know, other than they're on the road, why they're at minus 112. Blackburn's been pretty outstanding, and I just see some value. I think that the Blue Jays lineup is one that they definitely could get to, and vice versa. So the Mets scoring a lot in this one. The only thing that kind of stinks for the Mets, as I talked about a little bit, Jeff McNeil out for a season. That's a big blow to that ball club. So let's try to move on from that and get the job done and get back on it, because the Mets off a loss, losing 3-1 to Cincinnati, but since then they've won about 10 straight. So I just really like the Mets here, minus 112. I think there's some value, especially with Toronto dropping 4 out of our last 5. And this is one where if I had to give you guys kind of a fifth pick of the day, this probably would be it. Okay. Orioles, Red Sox, Cade Povich, Brian Bayo. This is a game where you got to look at the wind a little bit in Fenway, and then that can help you out within what the wind's going to be like towards game day. First pitch. But just a game where it's too much of a coin flip. If anything, I would back the Orioles here at plus money, plus 102, and hope for the best. But Bayo's been kind of a hot and cold pitcher. He's been pitching as a little decent as of late, but this is a game that I'm not looking to get involved in. Maybe somewhat from a total perspective, always taking Baltimore team totals in this spot, something that I like as well. So that's how I would attack it: Baltimore team total, or taking the over, or Baltimore on the money line. Okay, Cleveland and the White Sox is the next game I want to talk about, as we have a few left, and this actually will be an official play for me. You guys can make fun of me in the comments if you want. That'd be cool. Just because I think you're going to end up being right, but I just, for some reason, I see some strength to this bet. Grady Sizemore coaching against his old club, plus 2 right here. We can get minus 115, where we can see on that run line for the White Sox. So I'm going to look and take the White Sox plus 2. Cleveland needs this game. They're on the road, but they're throwing out Joey Cantillo, 0-3 on the season, 7+ ERA. The White Sox don't know what pitcher they're throwing out. It's going to be a clown show. But I just have a weird inclination that even if Cleveland does win this game, give me the 2 runs, maybe the potential for a blow-up outing. Maybe it's a game Chicago sneaks through. But I think a lot of people on paper are going to be looking at this and jump on that Cleveland money line right there. So just somewhat of a little flyer here. So we're going to go against the grain again, and we're going to take the White Sox plus 2 in this spot and give them a shot. So them coupled with the Miami run line, just definitely contrarian plays where I think that there's some value being on that side of the argument. Okay. And then the next 2 games, Twins, Angels, that's where we can look into kind of what's happening within the Minnesota Twins. You could see kind of a playoff contending team, that AL Central race really tightening up for the most part if Cleveland keeps dropping games. But it looks like Cleveland's going to end up having that one when it's all said and done after a little bit of a scare during the season. But you have to kind of understand within this Twins club, David Festa, we've been betting the over Festa strikeout props for a considerable amount of time, and that's probably the only way that I would approach this game. So outside of that, I'm staying away from it, but that's kind of my best bet in this game. And the Angels, they're kind of in that white flag territory, such as the White Sox, where they're looking to pull up on the reins. And minus 175 on a money line price for the Twins is just not something I'm looking to get involved with. Okay, but I do like the Twins in this spot. Then the last game on the card, we do have Walker Buehler going for the Dodgers and Kyle Hendricks for the Cubs. So kind of another contrarian play, but we're going to grab some plus money. Buehler's kind of showing signs of life here. He's had a few good outings. You're going to get about 5 innings, and you're going to hope for 2 earned runs, okay? And that's kind of where I see this game headed. Both of these teams, it's going to be a tighter game than you think. Kyle Hendricks, he's absolutely abysmal, but the Cubs need this game. So I think we get a plus effort out of them. Whether or not this comes to fruition and the Dodgers roll, we are going to take the under 9.5 at plus money, plus 100 on that bet. If you want to juiced up 10.5, you can find it, but we're grabbing plus money today. I think that's something where we could get the Dodgers. Obviously they always have the potential to win this game 14-2, and this is an absolute blowout. But I'm just going with the trends. I'm seeing that there's been less offense, and I know they're playing the Cubs and Hendricks is pitching, so it would not shock me if the Dodgers get 8 runs. So Dodgers team total definitely always a bet that I like making, but it's something where I just see value on the under. So this is my 4th best bet of the day. We'll see what happens. Kind of a weird card too. It's where we have all these divisional races. There's really no clarity within kind of how we approach the end of the season yet. We're kind of right in that transition period. So probably go a little bit lighter, honestly, within the unit size, because within football coming back to life, we're definitely going to be heavily invested within the Monday Night Football game. Real strong play on that within the 49ers, which I will have a breakdown at the end of this video. Click that link. It'll take you over to my preview for Monday Night Football. So that's what we got going on in the world of baseball. If you guys want to consider subscribing to the channel, become a channel member, all that good stuff. Links down below. Please smash that like button as well. And I thank you all for watching. But these are my final picks as we wrap up this video. So hope you guys all enjoy it. And we'll see you all in the next one. Let's go cash some tickets.